Okay, welcome to COL 101, and going to go through a quick kind of overview of the course before we get into the meat of the course in future modules. So first off, this is a STEM-oriented COL. STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math. So if you are not a STEM student, you might want to talk to your advisor and see to get you into a proper COL 101. For example, if you're medical, if you're a nurse, or if you want to go into if you're an English major or something like that, this would not necessarily be the best course for you to be in. Ideally, we want to get you in this course in your first year. Some of you may be much further along in your academic career, and that's okay. You've if you're that far along, you've already kind of figured out some of this stuff. But ideally, we want you early on because we're going to teach you skills to help you succeed. The bottom line of this course is to get you to be successful. If you take a look at this particular slide, notice that, well, first off, the quote, you don't want to reach the finish line only to discover that you ran in the wrong race. What are we talking about? Well, I've had a number of students that have entered college, gotten 2 or 3 years into college, for example, as an engineering student, only to discover that that is not what they want to do. It is not the career. They don't like the academic element of it, and they end up having to basically start all over with something else. And so, what we're trying to avoid is to get you to be in the right race. This takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of money, it takes a lot of energy. And we just want you to be sure that you are pursuing the correct major to achieve the correct goal. So you can see some things like, are you in college for the right reasons? Well, the right reason would be that you have a career goal that requires a very specific education, and you are motivated to do the work to get that degree. Then absolutely the right reason. What would a wrong reason be? Well, you might have no clue what you want to do. You're not really even motivated to go to college, but you feel like there's nothing better to do, and most people tend to go to college, and so thus you show up, but you're not really prepared mentally to do this, or you may be getting pressured by parents or guardians when in fact you would prefer to be doing something else. And so if your heart is not in this, if your motivation isn't there, for the right reasons, you may need to seriously think about, am I doing the right thing? Okay, there are a number of challenges that students face when they come to college. One of them is academic preparation and study skills. High school, if you're coming out of high school, is a very different animal compared to college. You may get through high school just fine, and you may have found it quite easy for a number of reasons, but your preparation may not be where it should be for college. For example, mathematics. If you're a STEM student, then mathematics is going to be very important, and you may have, honestly, poor preparation mathematically to handle some of the courses that you're going to have to encounter as a STEM student. So that could be an issue. Navigating college can be very confusing. There's a lot of moving parts. This is largely on you to figure it out. There's all kind of help available, but it's up to you to learn how to navigate it. There's much higher academic expectations in college than in high school. And for some, that work-life balance could be a problem. You may have a full-time job, you may be married or not, you may have kids, you just may have a difficult time to be able to find adequate time to handle college. So there are challenges. Now, this seems kind of silly. In my ground classes, everybody raises their hand. Of course, you wouldn't be here if you didn't intend to graduate. But the truth is, here's a snip from a list of colleges, and this is just kind of middle of the pack in order of graduation rates. And you can see that the percentage of students that graduate within 150% of the normal time expected to get the degree is pretty low. And the problem that we are trying to solve in this course is to increase the likelihood that you will actually reach graduation. You can see that only about roughly 40% of the students who enter the colleges will graduate within 6 years. And a quarter of those, 25% of you who enroll in the fall or first semester of college, don't come back in the spring. We're trying to minimize that very high drop rate. If you want to be here and you're here for the right reasons, we want to equip you with the tools you need to be successful. So that's the whole purpose of this course in a nutshell. And again, there's a lot of reasons that may get in the way, the frustration, academic preparation, you could be in the wrong major. We'll try to work through some of those issues as we go along. The course has different focus areas. At first, we're going to focus on the fact that you can succeed. And that deals with mindset, how you think about things, metacognitions, what do you understand, how do you know you understand it, motivation, and just navigating college. So then we shift into, okay, now how can you succeed? What are the tools that you need to master or understand to be successful? How do I manage my time? How do I correctly study? A lot of students really don't know how to correctly study and so forth. Finances, professional skills and communications. And then lastly, understand that it is a team effort, that there are a lot of people and institutions available to you to be successful. So we'll try to let you know what they are and try to get you connected to some of these resources. College expectations are a little different than high school. High school, you can see you're basically told what to do, when to do it. Most of your learning is in school, although you do have homework. There's more emphasis on just learning facts and skills, and less on critical thinking, and grading is often no fail. And so that's a problem in that students won't apply themselves because they know they can't fail. College, a little different. You're choosing to be here. Nobody is forcing you. Most of your learning is done outside of classes. This is an asynchronous class, so it's a little different. But there's more emphasis on critical thinking. We're not just memorizing facts. We want you to think critically, and then grades reflect achievement. If you do not meet the standards, you will be unsuccessful in classes. So the bottom line, you got to adapt that paradigm, get out of the high school mindset and get into a college mindset so that you can be successful. Artificial intelligence, probably many of you have already used, something like ChatGPT. It's a wonderful tool, but you've got to use it correctly. And you've got to discern when can I use it and when is it forbidden. You can use it to help you with grammar, spelling of a document, generate works cited or citations. That's fine. But you can't use it to generate text that you are going to submit as your own. Okay, so any writing that you do should be your own words and not that of generated from something like ChatGPT. And we'll talk more about that later.